program, I was accidentally doing everything that I was doing. There's no intention. It was, I'd landed
Oh,
where
I
I'd landed, and that made me think one of the reasons I was keen to do this was because I didn't know if I'd landed in the right place for the right reasons and whether I was staying in that place for the right reasons. And if I was comfortable with what I was doing and where I was at, or if I should be looking for a new direction. So for me, it was more Midlife Mojo was less about a career break and more about actually never having had this opportunity before, but always having accidentally gone in a direction, possibly just through following gut instinct. But I wanted to be more intentional because it's really important to give up your time with friends and family for the right thing. So that's where I went with it. I've been offered opportunities to do something like this before. I've done one round of coaching with somebody when I left London, and I was fairly battered by London, but it wasn't career focused. I'll put it that way. So this is the first time I've genuinely done something career focused. So there's a number of things that I think it's really important to tell you. I went with you, or I was really keen to go with you, because your energy, the way you think, what I saw on LinkedIn in terms of your profile and what you were trying to do was really important to me and my situation and my status in life, what I was trying to do and where I was actually at. And it really, really sang to me. So that was a really big thing. Your credibility is very, very high for me. I stumbled across you when you were doing 2to3days.com. And I don't follow that many people on LinkedIn because quite a lot of it feels a bit irrelevant to me, and also say a lot of the same stuff that's coming out, whereas this felt massively relevant to me. In terms of the experience, it was so different to what I expected. It was different because there was so much more to it than I thought, so much more concrete sort of steps to take and things to think through and do. And I really liked that. For me, I find it very uncomfortable to have to sit there and think in a big open space and a big wide room and, oh God, don't do that to me. That's not my happy place. So actually to do a program that is part coaching, part learning was really cool. And the concrete inputs were as important to me as the concrete outputs. Okay.
And what do you mean by the concrete inputs?
You asked what was a light bulb moment for me. And it was things like the drama triangle. I'd never heard of it. I'd never thought about it. When you talked about it, it took me a little bit of time to get my head around how to flip it. It has literally revolutionized my life. It's changed my relationships at work, at home. There was such a cool way of looking at it. It's changed the way I perceive myself in a really positive light. So there were things like that that were really good. Trying to work out what my values were. I've been asked that question before. I did not know how to think about it. So giving us the tools and the skill set to be able to do that stuff was the inputs that I've never had that I really loved. I think I also was really surprised by how little I knew about my own brand and how to present myself in a professional environment. How to articulate my values is one thing, but actually knowing why I'm doing something seems to me like a really obvious thing now. So how did I not know it before? It's really great to have that now in my armory. And also means that, I feel it's reduced my imposter syndrome. If you don't have your why, how do you know why you're doing what you're doing? So the imposter syndrome has been really big and really real. And I don't feel like I have that. I mean, I've sent some really tricky emails at work this week, which I would have put off before, but I'm okay. I'm a lot more comfortable. I'm not saying I'm completely comfortable, but I'm a lot more comfortable with doing this stuff now.
Because you know why you're doing it.
Yeah, because it's because I've evaluated where I am and I'm happy with where I am and I know why I'm happy. I'm a lot more comfortable.
You feel like you've stepped into your power.
Yes, I really, really do. I very much feel like I'm right up there right now, and I'm very comfortable in my own skin. It's a very, very unusual feeling for me.
We have a high five.
Professionally. Massive high five. So for me, that's a really big deal.
It is so significant understanding how your mindset controls your behavior, and that you have to control your mindset in order that you can pursue your career or your business, and understand your thoughts control your feelings and your actions. And if you just bumble along in an unconscious world, so often we are unconsciously incompetent and we don't even know it.
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know. And I think I've been teetering on the line between unconsciously incompetent and consciously incompetent, but it's been too hot to touch. And I feel like I have moved way past the consciously incompetent to the unconsciously competent. And I'm now teetering on the line, if not already slightly over the line, of consciously competent. So this is where I definitely feel like I'm heading. And the only reason I say I'm not strongly consciously incompetent is because I always have my book by me. I have my values up on the wall above my desk. I do refer to them because I don't know them well enough yet.
Yeah.
But I'm
That's
working
fine.
on that. We're a few weeks out of the program. It'll come.
It'll come.
But yeah, it's definitely changed the way I do things, which is incredible because I've been looking for a way to change things for a long time.
Brilliant.
So I think I feel just more, I think the word I used was grounded.
Well,
Clearer sense of purpose, clearer sense of direction, and clearer sense of self-worth. It's such an important thing. The only other thing I would add, which I really, really love, is that I really liked the small group environment. That was a really big plus for me. So I'm not comfortable.
What surprised you?
What's really surprised me was how much I got out of the others thinking through their piece and listening to them do that, because it sparked thoughts and ideas for me and stopped me being scared of saying the wrong thing and enabled me to be much more open and honest about what I was thinking and feeling. Just gave me that impetus to explore more and be scared less. And it was a really, really brilliant thing. And it was such a safe space. And, they gave me ideas that I hadn't thought of myself, but thought, oh my gosh, oh yes, that really resonates with me. And just as importantly, sometimes things would be said and I'd be like, oh God, that's so not me.
Yeah.
Really did help with getting a clearer picture for me. And yet in such a way that it was not an uncomfortable spotlight or an uncomfortable place to share. It was such a brilliant balance of the two. So that I really, really liked. And actually for me, that makes it stand out as a program. So yeah, that was a really big plus. And that was probably my other big light bulb moment. Really brilliant.
Sharing.
Yeah, the power of sharing. It was.
Yeah,
it was brilliant. Yeah.
It is very powerful.
If I can just say something about you as a coach, what I really enjoyed and admired and was impressed by was your ability to switch from one person to the next and to adjust your way of having any conversations according to who you were talking to, because you really quickly understood where each one of us sat, how each one of us thought, and how each one of us needed to work, the space in which we operated and the manner in which we operated. And you were really, really brilliant at being flexible and accommodating around that. And it was a really brilliant thing to watch. And actually, it was very inspiring to watch.
And if you were talking to a friend or you're going to recommend somebody who's on a career break, why would you suggest that they invest in this program?
Because the outcomes are real, I would suggest they invest in it. It genuinely is an investment. It has truly changed the way that I operate, like nothing else ever has. I've definitely noticed a change or a shift in how I show up in my projects, with my clients. I'm more intentional because I know that I'm aligned with my values. I'm very definitely clearer about what I want and why. I really, I mean, honestly, I would never have understood how much I could recommend this until after I'd done it. Coaching can be an industry of itself because so few people have a beginning, a middle, and an end. You need to have a goal, and this has a goal, and you get to the goal, and the goal is so much better than the sum of the parts and so much bigger, and it really will give you something to move forwards with in a way that is far more powerful than it seems. So I would recommend this to anybody who I felt would get the right things out of it, because actually you do get out of it what you put into it. No question.
Brilliant. Yeah. Thank you.
I just wanted to address the last question, which is what are you doing differently as a result of this experience? And this is part of the piece about the recommendation. I find myself working with much greater clarity, much greater intention, and I am much more aware of how I present myself and how I communicate my values. The confidence that I have gained in my why, in understanding me in a professional environment, has helped me to make changes in my work life that genuinely are enabling me to do my work better. It's such a positive change in my work habits, partly because understanding that I'm in the right place, doing the right job, working with the right clients, working in the right projects has meant that I have embedded myself more than I had done before. I don't feel like I'm flying by the seat of my pants. I actually feel like I've put a marker down in the sand for me, that I am absolutely taking what I want to do and turning it into something that I enjoyed doing it before, but I really love doing it now because I've changed a number of the habits that I had that were definitely more about imposter syndrome. And I realize now that, yes, I am good at what I do, and this is why I'm good at what I do. And actually knowing that has enabled me to change some of the things that I'm doing at work. And that for me as an outcome is really crucial, because you want to see the effects of what you do in a coaching program. You want to see the positive effects. You want to see something happening on the back of it. And it came really fast and really well for me. And I definitely credit it to this program. So yeah.